Alright. Say good morning, Kenobi. Oh, I haven't done a live in like a week and it just feels like forever. So Kenobi's a dog I've done several times before. He's not a fan of the grooming process, but that's okay. He doesn't have to be a fan of it. He just has to tolerate it. I know, life is hard, my little dude. Alright. That way you can see us. Perfect. Okay, we're going to start with his nails and then do his bath. He's going to get a haircut today, even though it's like negative nothing outside. I need the booty. Give me the booty, Kenobes. Give me the booty, Kenobes. There we go. Okay, give me the other side. Come on, Nobby. There we go. Good job. Okay, front ones, ready? I know. The last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind, by the way. I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done in my little one-person salon that I just opened up, which has taken off as well, which is like a blessing and a curse, because now it's like everybody on my team is so busy that none of us can take vacations. I haven't had coffee, so I'm probably not as talkative as normal. Partially also because I'm also trying to... I'm also just like in a mode of like getting things done today. I have a long couple of days ahead of me. Hopefully, with the one-person salon is going to start taking some pressure off of me. So that I can, you know, focus more on not having to, it's not that I rush or anything, but it's just like the fact that I do feel like I have to just go a little bit faster in order to get home at a decent time. We're gonna bathe Kenobi, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and froth. So I'm gonna bring this over so that you can see what I'm doing here. To a point. Ah! There we go. Well, it works better if that isn't there. Okay, well, I'm working on it, guys. Bear with me here. Alright, I think that'll have to do for now. Yeah, that'll have to do for now. Okay. Here's Mr. Kenobi. Hi, Kenobi. Alright. Turn on the... Oh, we're gonna lower the heat. It's actually like 32 degrees outside right now. But I was smart this morning and turned on all the heats. So now the heats are on. Okay, we're gonna use Best Shot Ultra Dirty Dog Shampoo today. We're gonna froth it and we're gonna make him beautiful. Oh, I know what I can do to fix this problem here. Hold on, I'm gonna mess around with the camera for a second. Here we go. There we go. Okay, now it's a little bit less like up in my business. Okay, Kenobi, that's what you done, my love. Okay. Okay, so frothing is where you take a little bit of shampoo and conditioner. If you're going to ask me what the measurements are, I quite frankly don't have an idea. But it's very little. So, I mean, if you're looking at this from a cup standpoint, I usually put maybe a cup of water and like 1 squirt of shampoo. And you mix it until it's this nice, like, creamy texture. And then you pour it directly onto the dog and you scrub it into the dog. Now, the theory behind it is all the little bubbles, you can kind of see, that they're going to penetrate into the skin and pores a little bit better. And also, I've just noticed that when I do frothing, the aroma of the shampoo just comes out better. And it gets in a little bit deeper, but that's a personal opinion. There's no actual scientific backing to that, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I really like frothing. A lot of groomers debate whether or not it actually works, like there's no real science behind it, and there might be a placebo effect kind of deal. It might just be because you're doing something different, you feel like it works better. But I just generally like doing it. I feel like it gets the dog a little cleaner. It uses a little bit less product. And that way the first thing that the dog is experiencing through its bath is not like you squirting it in the face with shampoo and water. Now I always try to tell people, like, guys, yes, I know dogs walk on their feet, but like scrub their paws. I see so many groomers who don't like take the time to scrub the dirt off the nails or the paws, and it drives me nuts. Because then when they get like on a towel later, like there's a reason I use white towels a lot, and it's because I want to see if I got everything off the dog. And so if the dog starts walking on a white towel and I'm seeing brown paw prints, that means I didn't really get everything off that I needed to. So, and people are paying for top service, so I want to give them top service. There we go. Froth up my face shampoo as well, because unfortunately when it gets a little cold, this shampoo tends to get a little bit jelly. It is the Tropiclean Berry Facial Tear Stain Remover. So I have to kind of mix it in the morning just to make it more shampoo worthy. I'm going to pour that on his face. Okay, really focus right here where those tear stains usually are. I also focus a little bit around the mouth where you get the stains around the mouth. The stains on the mouth and the eyes, those are usually related to anything that they're eating. It's a metal thing. It's a metal alloy. Basically, the metal in the, this is what I've been told anyway, the metal in the water or the food they're eating, and it's not heavy metal, you know, anything that they're eating could have a little mercury in it or something like that. Well, it gets mixed into their saliva, it gets reproduced into their tears, And so then when that metal base component reaches the surface, just like regular metal, it rusts up. So it's kind of like a weird form of rust and discoloration. It's not injurious to the dog, like it doesn't hurt the dog, but you know, a lot of pet parents don't like waking up and seeing their dog's face totally brown and gross, and there's really not a whole lot you can do until you figure out what foods are causing it. It also could be an allergy issue, it could be just a water issue, it could be the metals in their water, so like you'd have to move over to a bottled water, it could be something in their food, so you'd have to experiment. Quite frankly, tear stains are inevitable in my opinion. I know that there are products out there like Angel Eyes that are designed to minimize the tear stains. I don't know how those products work, so I can't speak for them. But okay, his bath is done, so I'm gonna move us back over here. See how I can wash from washing. I have some bubbles on my nose. Hello. There we go. Sorry about that. Y'all had to like look at my double chin there for a second. Somehow I think all of y'all will survive. Okay. All right. I folded up a bunch of towels this morning and then forgot to bring them out. That's okay. I still have some towels in here, so I'll run home before I go to my next appointment and grab some towels. Generator in a second, so I have to turn off all the inverter stuff. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my sweet boy. No, oh no. Okay, there he is. It's nice and warm and toasty in here, so luckily he's not going to be freezing his little bananas off. I'm using some Best Shot conditioner, the leave-in spray, the finishing spray. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this breath spray for his teethies. Yep. And just a little bit of perfume to top him off. Okay. Boom. I love it when the generator turns on like immediately. That's like a cathartic noise to me. He is a little nervous for the dryer, so this is a really big happy hoodie, but we're going to put it on him anyway. Somehow we survived it. Once again, Kenobi has survived the horror, the absolute horror. Alright. Hi, baby. Hi. Okay, so I think I'm going to do a 1/2 inch reverse with my wide guard combs all over on him, which will bring him down to approximately a 5-ish or so. First, I'm going to do his paw pads, and I'm going to do them with the 40 blade. I'm using a clipper vac, which just basically vacuums up the hair as I go. Makes cleaning time a lot less. Do a 10 blade on his sanitary, but I'm going to do it with my cordless clippers because he's got testicles and I don't need no testicles getting sucked up into my clipper vac. I'm sure there's a way to do it so that doesn't happen. I have yet to discover it. I'd rather not try to find out, so it's a personal preference. I know plenty of groomers who use the clipper vacs on the sanitary area and they do it beautifully. They're a little bit more confident about it than I am. What is it? Let's go. Beautiful, beautiful. And these are my Andes Pulse CR2s. And I like these a lot. A lot of people complain that they're heavy. I have carpal tunnel issues, like really bad ones, and these don't weigh that much to me at all, but to each their own. Like I said, not everybody is the same, so we all kind of do our own separate things going on. All right, let me vacuum up some of that hair. Alright, so now I'm going to clipper vac. Wide guard combs. These are really cool. I have to actually buy the whole set one of these days, but wide blades versus regulars. Wides, regulars, you see. They're about 30% wider. I really like these. These do make the whole process a lot faster. I just have to buy like the actual full set. My friend let me borrow hers. Now for me with the clipper back, so normally in grooming you want to take long strokes. With the clipper back for me, I do a lot, like I take shorter strokes only because it's the way that the hair is sucked up. If you go against the grain or even with the grain and you don't do it exactly with the grain on the fur that you're doing it on, right? Then it ends up leaving this really blunt, choppy cut. So I tend to do the shorter strokes so that I can kind of adjust a little bit to almost each hair. So like for example, he's got hair right here that goes this way, but then right here he's got hair that goes this way. So I don't want to take a long stroke and do this whole area. I really just kind of want to do this chunk first and this chunk after. Now I know for a lot of people who aren't used to the grooming industry, it can kind of look like I'm like throwing him around. I'm really not, guys. I've been doing this for about 10 years or so. I'm actually very gently moving him. The reason it can look a little, I don't want to say violent because it's not violent, but the reason it can look a little just mean, I guess is the way to put it, is because he's putting tension and opposition against the movement. So I have to push a little harder, and then he's scraping across this table and he's not gripping. So when he loses his grip on the table, that tension that he's putting against me versus the tension I'm putting against him kind of meets at a head, and then I accidentally like, whoop, like it just kind of becomes a bigger movement than intended. But I promise you, he's perfectly fine. He's a very well-behaved dog, and I love what I do. I would never intentionally hurt a dog. Now, have I hurt a dog before? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever met a groomer who didn't pet a dog, and if you have, well, good on you. But I would never intentionally make a dog uncomfortable or upset. Let's see. Sorry, guys, sorry, I'm running my one-person shop at the same time, so my groomer's messaging me. And she just messaged that so I need to like kind of, sorry, you'll see me occasionally look at my phone, and it's just to make sure nobody's died. Everyone's okay. Not that I think my groomer is gonna die on me, but you know, it's the grooming industry. You never really know what's gonna happen, right? No, it's okay, it's okay. What's that? Almost done. So what I'm doing now is I did a 1/2 inch in reverse, and now I'm doing a 3/8 with the grain, just to neaten it up. And then I'll be scissoring, and he'll be pretty much done. And then I'll hand scissor his face and everything else. So. Hey, good boy. This is my Kenobi. Yes, I know. Oh, I know, monsieur. I know, monsieur. Let's see, make sure everybody's okay. I gave Nohea, my other groomer. I'm expanding, guys. I've got 2 groomers under me now. Look at that. Anyways, no, I gave Nohea, my other groomer, a Great Pyrenees puppy. I've been doing for a while. He's really good dog. He's high energy because, you know, he's a puppy and he's a Great Pyrenees. He also lives with 3 boys. 2 boys? 2 boys. 3 boys? 2 boys? 3 boys, something like that. And he's, like, super adorable. And so she's messaging how he's like, oh my god, he turns into a puppy pancake when he's mildly uncomfortable and it's so adorbs. I'm like, yep. That's Stevie Ray for you. I figured she would love the little Pyrenees because she is one of those groomers that's crazy enough to have like a Saint Bernard. And if there's anything I've learned in the grooming industry, it's just get short-haired dogs. I'm lazy though, and I don't keep up with my own dog's groomings very often. I have a lot, so I have a lot of dogs. Not by purpose. I have 5 dogs because one of my clients that I was doing her dogs, she passed away very suddenly, and the family couldn't take on her 2 dogs that she had. I had 3 at the time. One of them is a little bit psycho in her weird way. Like, she's not aggressive. She's just, okay, she's kind of like dog aggressive, I guess is the way to put it. But I don't even know how to explain Dobby. Dobby needs her own Instagram because she's just a mess. She's a neurotic mess. She's a real sweet dog, don't get me wrong, but like, she tries to challenge my 3 60-pound animals, like my pit and my boxer and my basset. She tries to like run them, and they're, luckily, for the most part, I've trained them to be really, really, really chill. That doesn't mean that she hasn't set them off before. Like my basset, Blissful, who is my company is named after. She finally just had it the other night and like went full Cujo on her, to scare her. She didn't actually puncture her or anything, but like turned on her and bare teeth and like grabbed her for a second. enough for Dobby to scream bloody murder and run away. And then I checked Dobby and she was fine. But it scared her. But yeah, so anyways, that's how I ended up with 5. And so I've learned to just always have short-haired dogs. I love grooming, don't get me wrong, this is like my passion, but when I get home, I want to be done for the night, you know? And so I maintain my dog's nails, but like their fur is like subpar to what it should be, you know? Like you would think a groomer is like super anal about her own dog's fur, and I'm like, whatever. You know, they don't have bad skin. They're shedding a lot, but it's like, you guys will figure it out. But I love my dogs. I love my crazy household. Okay. Kenobi, let's do your face. Good boy. Turn off the heater for right now. Now, if you guys have watched my videos before or my lives, you know I like to hand scissor my teddy bear faces. A lot of groomers will guard comb, and I will occasionally guard comb. There's nothing wrong with guard combing a teddy bear face. I just don't like to do it very often. So, I prefer to hand scissor. I feel like it just gives me a little bit more control and less to fix. Sometimes the guard combs can leave too many layers or a little choppiness that you got to go back and fix. And then, I mean, if you're already fixing that part, you got to fix the rest of the head in my book. And it turns into a situation. So I personally just like to hand scissor as appropriate. So one of the tricks that I use for hand scissoring teddy bear faces is I make them messy, and then I trim them based off of their messiness, because when the dog shakes its head, that pretty teddy bear face that you brushed out and brushed out and brushed out and brushed out is just going to get messed up, right? Because they're going to shake their head, and then their head is going to like look totally bad, because you only trimmed it based off of a certain, the way that the fur was laying. So what I tend to do is I take my brush and I purposely mess up the face a little, and then I scissor based off of how I messed off the face, so that way when they shake later, the teddy bear face still remains and it looks really cute anyway, even though they totally messed up their hair. So I do brush down first, but then what I do is I take my comb and I just brush it upwards and I just mess it up. then what I do after I mess up the cheeks and then I scissor, I bring down the ears and I scissor everything outside of it. So I'm holding his ears down, and anything that's basically sitting above his ears or poofing out of his face because his ears are laying down flat, I scissor. If I remember correctly, she does like the hair on his ears, so I'm going to leave most of that. Just take my little itty bitty facial shears if I can find them. Where they at? Where'd they go? Kenobi. There. No. There they are. Okay. It's these. Oh, hi Rossi. It's nice to have somebody observing me. Okay, so these, they now sell them at PetSmart and Petco, but like they're literally human facial shears. $10 CVS, probably cheaper at Walmart. And these I use for lips. I know a lot of groomers will take a 40 to the lips. I don't like to do that because, quite frankly, I work on a lot of high anxiety dogs and they struggle a lot. I don't want to do that. So I just take these. These allow a lot more control. And so that way I can just trim up his mouth really nice and close without having to worry as much about like using a long shear and like doing it from a distance. Now this allows me to get nice and close and have a little bit more control over the shears themselves. I'll also use these for edging out ears. There we go. But I really just like using these right here, right at that lip line. Perfect. And I'll also use them right here to get any hairs I might have missed when I scissor. Now I know a lot of groomers who take blades down the nose, the bridges of the nose. Ain't nothing wrong with it in my opinion. I don't personally love the look. I like the look I get from scissoring and thinning shearing it instead. Did he said, oh wait, hold on. Okay. Say hi, Kenobi. Say hello. Look down. No? Okay. I love you anyway. I do. Yeah, I know. You're mad at me. Okay, so that is pretty much the end of the live, but I'm going to show you just Kenobi a little bit up close so that you can see him. Ignore the mess on the table. I almost pinched myself. Okay. There he is. Kenobi. Kenobi. He's a good boy. There he is in all his beauty. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.